Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you guys how to achieve a brown metallic smoky eye using various products from MAC Cosmetics and Mally Beauty Cosmetics. Okay guys, you guys might notice I have lashes and liner on this eye. The reason being is I finished the tutorial, and as I'm watching it to start editing and put it up for you guys, old numbnuts here noticed that as she's looking in her mirror down here, she's getting too close, and literally half of my eye tutorial was filmed like this. So I left the lashes on. I'll just continue the tutorial where I left it off once I show you guys the eyeshadow part. So it's going to skip around a little bit, but you guys will definitely get what you need to get out of it. So we'll start off with vanilla, just in case I want to use this clip. So just patting it down. I already have some. I removed it up to there. So, and then I have my 220. Well, this is a Mally brush, but you can also use your 224 or 217, whichever brush you prefer. You can definitely use. And what I used was I used a little bit of brown script with a little bit of the Sculpt shape. But what I had mentioned was that you guys can also use soft brown if you guys don't have Sculpt or a Pro Store near you. So I'm doing one dip of the brown script and two dips of the more skin tone color out. And what I mentioned, I don't even know if I mentioned it, but my eye shape is, you guys can kind of see from an angle that my crease is actually up here, but because I have a smooth eye, more of a hooded eyelid, I have to create the illusion that I have a crease in my eye. So some of you are going to place this right in your crease. I don't have one, so I'm going to make one for myself. So my placement's going to be a little odd. It's going to be way out here. My eye ends right here, but because I need to create that crease, I just need to start out a little further, and then my bone and my crease kind of become a little bit more visible towards the center of my eye. So that's basically why I start out there, to be able to connect with my crease. You're only going to go about halfway, because when I get more towards the center, I want to switch that reddish brown color to a skin tone brown. So I'm going to go just with Sculpt. And you're going to bring this in towards the inner portion of the corner crease. Very lightly. On a scale of 1 to 10, my pressure is like a 1. I'm just blending between the white and the brown so that it's not just a stripe of white and a stripe of brown. So you can see there how that looks. You just want a very nice, soft blended transition between the two colors. I'm going to use Mally's flat brush. It's a synthetic. I really like this brush. And I'm going to use a color called Handwritten. It's just a really dark chocolatey brown. You can use any brown that you have that you feel is dark enough or that you feel comfortable wearing. And what I'm going to do is on the outer corner, forgot to tap my brush. So that is what happens when you don't tap your brush. So shame on me. That happens, just grab your big brush and just very lightly fade it away. If you have spots there, don't worry, we'll clean it up with concealer at the end. So where you want to apply, you want to make sure that this brown is kind of like at an upward angle up towards your brows, and you're going to make a sideways V with your crease. So again, I don't have a crease, so I'm going to make one for myself. Alright, so here we go. So I'm done with that corner, and like I said, if you notice, it points upward, and the reason why we're doing that is so that we create more of an uplifted eye. So if you have more of that downturned eye, you want to angle that up towards your brow so that you have more of that uplifted cat eye, which I need. Next, you guys don't have to do this step. I, however, just like to give my shadows all the life and all of the color that they can. So I like using complementing bases. I'm going to be using Mally's Eye Amplifying shadow liner. These are great if you just want a quick swipe of color. These are wonderful. Now you can stop after this point if you want, because this is a metallic bronzy color. I, however, want to give it that little oomph factor. So from the center of the eye, basically just the portion where the colored part of the eye, just that width, this is where I'm going to apply this shadow liner. And I'm going to apply it to about the crease. Now, because again my eyes are a little hooded, you can see that up there it's still like the center of my eye, but I don't want a rigid line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stipple the color up there, just so that it blends into that crease color, but it's not as rigid. So just like that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm using this shadow by MAC Cosmetics. I don't know if they make this anymore. I think this came out with the solar, with the sci-fi collection a couple years ago, but they're called Solar Bits. They come back every now and again. If you guys have an opportunity to try these are wonderful. They're a little messy, yes, but once you have them under control, you can crack that whip on them. They're beautiful colors. I personally like using my fingers because they're little balls of metal. If you use your fingers, the warmth from your fingers kind of, it smooshes them and it kind of melts them a little bit, so they're not as flaky. And then just with my finger, you can use your brush if you'd like. It just helps give it an extra pop and some extra hold, because this is kind of like a cream. They can crease throughout the day. However, that Mally's base really helps give it a wonderful hold. Then I'm going to go with my flat brush, and from the inner corner of the eye to where the bronze started, I'm going to just apply a little bit of Shroom. Shroom is just a frosty white color. And I'm going to apply it near the tear duct. So you want to make sure if you put it here, you also flick upward towards your nose, just so that it just doesn't look like a circle of color there. Alright. So now the top portion of my eye is done, but if you notice, this eye looks much more proportioned than this eye. This eye just looks a little undone. You can leave just, I have some liner on the inside, but imagine if I didn't have any liner. It just looks a little blah, like it doesn't have that oomph to it. So you can line the eyes. I used Mally's crisp black liner. It's really creamy. Just, you want to build the color as with any liner that you put on the inside. And I'm going to grab my handwritten, that dark brown that we put in the corner. You can use a pencil brush. I like the 209 brush by MAC. It's just it's still a pencil brush. It's just mama brush and baby brush. I like this one just because it's a little bit more pliable. It's softer, so you can get it in little angles that you can't with the 219. So I want, oh, I forgot to tap again. So you want to connect it with that outer corner, and then you just want to drag it inward. I'm not stressing about all that fallout because I'm just going to clean it up with some concealer. Just learn from me and tap your brushes out. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. I forget things. So just drag it inward. I like dragging it all the way in to the inner corner. You can put a you can use a lighter color like Shroom on the inside if you want, and then just mesh them halfway. but I like that smokiness on the bottom. I'm gonna make a mess here. It's easy with I'm gonna use a Q-tip. And I'm gonna grab the MAC Pro Makeup Remover. This is great for boo-boos. It doesn't have any oil in it, so all you need to do is grab a little Q-tip and just kind of clean up whatever you spill. You can kind of perfect your lines if you want to as well. Doesn't have oil in it. You can go right back in there with your makeup. Ooh, it is so warm right now. My concealer is melting. I'll make sure I just use a little bit. I'm just gonna dab. Just like so. So I'm gonna grab my MAC 266 brush, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of charcoal brown, just the medium brown, hair color brown, and I'm gonna start on the bottom portion of my brow, not all the way towards the front part, but about 3/4 back. Now I'm going to start shaping the front part. And I'm just going with the shape of my brow. Just like so. And that way it doesn't look so heavy and like completely stenciled in. So this is what I do in the front. I don't do it all the time. But I do it when I'm going to go out somewhere. Or if I have like no makeup on my eyes and I just want my brows to look finished. So I got my brush really nice and sharp by squishing the edges of the brush. I just kind of dragged it up. And I got the darkest color. And I'm just going to use the point of my brush. And I'm going to just drag upward. There's that. If you want, you can add a little bit more highlight just to give it a pop of color. It's lash time! So here's my trick to putting lashes on and making them look as natural as possible. I mean, let's face it, you're not going to fool anybody. They're not real. But we can make them look as real as possible. So what I do is I pop them on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to grab a my mallet. I'm just going to write right along the band just to make it look like liner. Use the Duo, the dark eyelash color. I'm going to hold the center part of the lash, and if you have a little mirror, I have a big mirror, but if you have a little handheld, just kind of tilt it so that it's down and your eyelids are flat. What you're going to do is you're going to pop it right on the part where let it rest on your lashes. Take a breath. Sometimes people will try to rush. And just pull it out to the outer corner of the eye, along as close as you can to your lashes, to your natural lashes. You can use an eyebrow plucker if you want to kind of guide it. So I hope you guys like the tutorial. Please send me your requests and questions if you guys have any more questions, or you guys want me to elaborate a little bit more on any portion of the tutorial. Please send your requests to julisagarcia.com. You guys can find me on Facebook as well, and on Beautylish. I do have an account there. But please subscribe to my channel and just keep the requests coming. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye!